Yeah, I'll pause it there. And picture in loving memory of Christopher Reeve. Yeah, that's great. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again. And welcome back to another podcast. This is my live commentary for Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut. Yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I just got the logo. I went past the logos, and it says the picture is dedicated in loving memory to Christopher Reeve. Yeah, may he rest in peace. We'll never forget him. Let's get started because I don't want to be here for a whole day. So it's much shorter than the first one, and the beginning is basically without who he would never have believed that a man could fly. Yeah, exactly. And also Superman and Lois will be in his loving memory as well. I just saw this. I can skip this. All of this is just footage from the first movie, so I can skip all this. I'll go plug myself in now. So join me in the chat, guys. It's going to be a pretty long one, but not as long as the first one. Just skipping all the footage from the first movie because it's not needed. That's just to recap people that didn't see the first one. And the first one is still a classic. I just wanted to skip these scenes because this is just a recap, like about 5 or 10 minutes of the first movie. And I'm like, yeah, I already know what happened in the first movie. I just did the podcast. Wait, hold on. And people say that Khan is, Zod is over the top in this movie. See Man of Steel and you'll see over the top. He's so over the top in that movie that he's just like unbelievably shitty. Like it's like he's yelling half of his dialogue. It's just like the same bad acting that was in the Star Wars rehash trilogy. Force Awakens, people yell. Last Jedi, people yell and scream. Yeah, that was a different thing that they put. They enhanced some of the opening with CG. I'm just skipping it because the first couple of minutes is just a recap of the first movie. And you saw the first movie. I've already reacted to it. I'm not reacting to the same thing. Those are the missiles from the end of the first movie. Lex Luthor giving him the crystal. His test marker saving him and kissing him, throwing the kryptonite in the drain. Valerie Perrine is a beautiful woman. She's also in this cut of the film. This is him at the end, turning the world back. You get the gist. The first film is a classic. No matter what cut of the movie you see, it's a great superhero movie. It basically got the superhero train moving for DC and for Marvel in a couple years after this. So in the 80s and the early 90s. So yeah. This is it. Yeah, this is a scene. This is a new scene where they've had to put CG when they break out of the crystals. Yeah, that's it. So with the first 5 minutes were just I could react to this. The rest of it was just bad. Yeah, some of it is digital in the background, and it looks kind of like they're just added, but they didn't have the footage because again, the producers got in Richard Donner's face, so he couldn't finish his effects. So, but there are scenes here that are not in the original film. The opening in this movie is completely free. Yeah. So yeah, this opening was different. They broke out of the crystals and they're headed to Earth. So, well, the moon first and then Earth. That's how it starts, yeah. And this time, Ottoman did the score for this, not John Williams. It's a good sequel. This is one of the best non-DCU sequels, and they've only made what 2 sequels, I think. Yeah, so far. Official sequels. I don't call BVS a sequel. Well, they made 2 so far. One already came out in December, and the other's coming out in this summer. Richard Donner did his version. The first 5 minutes are just a recap, so I don't need to see that again. Superman 2. One of the best sequels ever made in the early 80s. I saw it as a kid, the theatrical cut, where it starts in Paris. Yeah, that's different from this version. Man, that music is still freaking awesome. Jackie Cooper, yeah. Most of the cast from the first movie comes back, except for who didn't come back from the first movie? I think most of the people did. Except some of the extras in the first film. They're not back. The third one is when they really shift gears, because there is no Lex Luthor. Lois is a supporting character. What do you think is the best superhero sequel and why? Spider-Man 2, definitely. I saw that in the theater, and it changed me inside. I loved every second of it. It's a great sequel to. It's better than the first one. Yeah, here you have the President of the United States, E.G. Marshall, as the Yeah, Spider-Man 2 just left me with a bigger impact, mainly because I saw it in the theater. I've never seen the Superman movies in the theater except for Returns, which I'll get to that soon. It's most of the cast from the first movie. Brando, no, he's only in stock footage. Like the footage they shot for him was supposed to be used in the first one, but they had to put it in this movie. They digitally reinserted it here and in Superman Returns. I love this movie anyway. I don't care what cut of it you see. I like the theatrical cut too because yeah, while it's sillier, it's the one I grew up with. So sue me. Mario Puzo, yeah. Screenplay by Mario Puzo. Didn't Mario Puzo do? Yeah, he wrote the book of for The Godfather, and also kiss my ass, DC, for not using the score in Man of Steel. Kiss my ass for doing that. It's one of the greatest scores in cinema history, and you didn't use it. Oh, it was too dark. It didn't need to be. You used it for Justice League, and I bet it's going to be in the Snyder Cut too, because you know nostalgia. Still love this movie to pieces, man. Think Superman Lives would have been a good movie. Yeah, if DC had not messed it up with Superman 4, Nicolas Cage would have been a good Superman. I saw the test footage. I saw the documentary on that film. It would have been good. It would have been better than Man of Steel because it wouldn't be this dreary, disgusting movie that's just soulless. You know? Here we go. We start in New York City in this version. In the theatrical cut, they start in Paris. I'll probably do the theatrical cut someday. Just not right now. I just want to do the Donner cut. Yeah, and also there's a body double for Lex Luthor when he's not on screen. Most of this, most of the stuff that Gene Hackman shot was for in the Richard Lester version. And the chemistry is still there, especially since they have more screen time together. Lois and Clark, or Superman and Lois. Yeah. Again, I'm seeing the show, Josh. I know you're gonna hate me for it, but I will watch that show. And if the pilot does nothing for me, I will not. Yeah, you see Lois's face, like she's got that high look. Um, the thing is that I'm interested because I'm like, I want to see his kids. I want to see what they can do. Just saying. That would be me like me hating Star Wars: A New Hope because it's about their kids. Hey, Network 98. Because again, it was about Luke and Leia, not Anakin anymore. Do you like Nathan Drake? You mean from the Uncharted games? I haven't played the Uncharted games. She figures it out here, yeah. Again, who wouldn't? A pair of glasses doesn't change who you are. You know, I could wear glasses and people will still see me. Where's my book bag? Hold on. Like I figured it out. And in Man of Steel, she finds out who he is before the movie's even over. It's stupid. It's like, oh, we're gonna disregard the secret identity. Yeah, so why does Clark wear glasses in the first place in Man of Steel? You're not fooling me, Henry Cavill. You're a soulless Superman. That's why no one's gonna give you your sequel. Best DreamWorks movie is the first Shrek. It holds up. The worst one, animated or CG or claymation, I didn't like Flushed Away. That's one of their worst. It's not CG, it's claymation, but I hated it. It was awful. It's good that I got to see this. I didn't see this footage as a kid because this cut, the Richard Donner cut finally was released in DVD and Blu-ray in 2006. I think the worst is the third Shrek. No, I enjoy that. It's a little bit too crowded, but I laughed in the theater. I still hate Flushed Away because I didn't laugh. I think I barely laughed once with that movie, and it was a waste of a talent. The cast. It counts. It's a DreamWorks movie. Also, in the theatrical cut, Lois doesn't even find out. Like, not in the first 5 minutes, because she in that version she's stuck on an elevator in Paris, and then he has to save her. So it's different. And they use that same scene in Spider-Man: Homecoming when they're in Washington and they're in the elevator. It's basically the similar scene, except it's halfway through the movie, not in the beginning. Shrek 2 or 3. I like 2. I just think it's overrated because people praise it to hell, to high heaven, and I'm like, why? It's a good sequel. It's just not the best movie. I still prefer the first one because it's more grounded. Worst and best long movie. That's hard because the best long movie for me is either is Avengers Endgame. That looks awesome. Him running real fast. Again, they did Shazam runs fast like that too. The best long movie is to me is Endgame because it's over 3 hours long, and I got to see that in the theater with a raucous crowd. I did love Lord of the Rings, but it's way too long. It's not just long; it's very long. Worst is probably Age of Extinction because good God, that movie's way too long. It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes. I felt every second of it in the theater. For a running time that big, yeah, was not needed. That's not Christopher Reeve's voice. That was another actor. That was a stand-in. She jumped off a building. I'm like, Lois, do you want to commit suicide? She does it in both cuts of this. In this cut, she jumps out the window. In the theatrical cut, she jumps into the freaking the waterfalls in Niagara Falls. There's Ned Beatty. He's not in it as much as the first one. But yeah, the reason that Gene Hackman works and Jesse Eisenberg did not is because he's intimidating, and also he praises himself. Eisenberg is twitching and shaking and talking fast. That's not Lex Luthor at all. He was acting like the Riddler or the Joker. Uh, what do you think of Titanic? I have not seen the 1997 James Cameron movie. I can't answer that. Do you like Drake and Josh? Yeah, it's hilarious. It's one of Dan Schneider's best shows. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. That show, when it makes me laugh, it makes me laugh. Also, I did like Kevin Spacey. I know. Hug Me, Brother. Yeah, that's funny. Best and worst Nickelodeon show. The worst was the best one. One of the best ones is iCarly because it really resonated with me. It did get bad at the end, but it was very funny when it started. Worst, one of them was like How to Rock or School of Rock because the movie was good and yet the show was lame and I couldn't get through it. Drake and Josh was Zack Snyder's last good show, in my opinion. I still like iCarly and Victorious, but that's only me because I have a sister. So we like the songs and we like the actors. So, but his recent stuff like Henry Danger and Sam and Cat and all that, no, that wasn't for me. It wasn't. Fred the show, well, I like the Fred movies. I know it's a guilty pleasure. I know Fred could be annoying to some people, but compared to people on the internet now, he's a saint in comparison. Okay, that was kind of funny. The Fred Show, I know a lot of people hated it. They consider it one of the worst shows. He's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber. I don't think was going to be the best actor. Okay, some people on YouTube are not the best actors. I've actually acted on stage, so I know how to act. Fred is still more like Bale than Rambaraf. Yeah, because at least Fred got a show and he got paid. He even got a worse show, which I think is Marvin Marvin. That's way worse than the Fred show because it was a disgusting, watered down version of Mork and Mindy. Yeah, where he's an alien in a family household. Yeah, that's Mork and Mindy. This scene could have been cut though. This scene with the in the UN or whatever, you know, that room where they're looking at the world. Yeah, that could have been cut. I know it's for the space scene, but this scene easily could have been cut just to spend, you know, to shave 5 minutes of the running time. And yes, The Astronauts is a good Nickelodeon show. Marvin Marvin sucks. No wonder it only lasted 5 months. It was awful. I sat through most of that series and I barely laughed. It was just he throws up, he talks about out of his butt, he does stupid things. It was just disgusting. How different do you think the Superman film franchise would have turned out if Superman 4 had never been made? Well, we would have gotten returns a lot sooner, or we would have had a crossover with uh, Tim Burton's Batman. That would have been nice before BVS came out. There's Ursa from she has more screen time. Your favorite Edgar Wright movie? Uh, Hot Fuzz. I like Shaun of the Dead. I just don't, yes, a man. Something that DC apparently really hates at this point right now because you have Birds of Prey, which men are assholes in that movie. Then you had Wonder Woman 84, where half of the men in the movie are either creepers, drunks, or they're assholes too. Or in Batwoman, where the whole premise of the first season was to bash on men. Again, I am a man. I'm gonna stay a man. Favorite war movie? I don't really know. One of them is if you count the Rambo films, I would say like First Blood or Rambo First Blood Part Two. That counts. He's fighting a war because I don't really watch a lot of war films. They're really depressing. Baby Driver's good, but I don't like the lead girl. She's awful, awful. Everybody else, Isa Gonzalez and Ansel Elgort and Jamie Foxx, and they're all good. But her, she's freaking miscast. Here's Zod. I still think this scene could have been cut. You could have had them just land on the moon and just talk, and then that's it. Will you see the Cinderella movie from 2015? No, I don't like that actress. I've said it countless times, and people keep calling you a racist. I'm not into British girls. Most of them, they're just robots. That's all I'm going to say. Robots. There's none. This scene is one of the few scenes in the movie I would think is not even needed. 6 people are watching me. Great. Keep it coming. Because I don't like Kenneth Branagh's last movie was Artemis Fowl. Yeah. He hasn't made a good movie since Thor, in my opinion. That's John Ratzenberger, the guy from the Pixar voice of Pixar. Yes, they can talk in space with no microphones. Favorite and least favorite Freddy performance. The best one is the first one. The worst is Freddy's Dead is one of the worst of the originals. I'm not talking about the remake because he's a cartoon in that. 5 is bad, but it has a good idea in it. Freddy's Dead, he's like everything is a joke. I have a power glove, and the freaking scene with the hearing aid and all. It's a cartoon. It was too much. I don't blame Robert Englund. If he was Freddy, he'd be scary without the makeup. Favorite Quentin Tarantino movie and the worst one. Uh, I like Reservoir Dogs. It's his shortest and it's not that long, so it's really fast paced compared to his other films. Pulp Fiction is really good, but it's too freaking long. There's a lot of flashbacks that could have been cut out. Uh, Jackie Brown is good, but also too long. I haven't seen Kill Bill. Is my least favorite is uh, not because it's the worst, but it's either Django or Hateful Eight because it's just too freaking long. Freddy's Dead negative infinity out of 10. It's awful. Even the kills are a joke. Inglorious Bastards is my least favorite is Death Proof. I like Death Proof, but I don't like I don't like the ending. The ending is stupid. Bunch of girls punching the hell out of Kurt Russell. Yeah. Again, I don't like man bashing. I know Kurt Russell's an asshole in that movie, but again, you don't need that. It wasted Johnny Depp. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I haven't seen it. I don't like Margot Robbie, so I avoided it like the plague. People said it's one of the best movies of 2019. It has Margot in it. I don't believe you. Sorry, I don't believe you. This is the scene where uh, Otis and Lex Luthor are trying to get out of prison. Both of these actors are retired. They're still alive. They're just retired, and they've retired on kind of a low note because Beatty was in a commentary. He was in a cameo in Baggage Claim, which people don't remember. And then Gene Hackman was in Welcome to Mooseport. It's sad. Two very talented actors retired after some kind of not the best comedies. You need to watch it. It was awesome. I will, but again, Margot, I'm not going to look at her. I can't. I just can't. I just already told you my reasons. This movie could have been. It is shorter than the first one, so mercifully, it's not 2.5 hours. Each Superman movie gets shorter with each passing, except for Returns. That goes back to the running time of the first movie. That balloon is cute. Yeah, she's cute, but she's not in the film as much. She's only in one scene where they're in the Fortress of Solitude, and then she disappears for some reason. I guess I guess Valerie Perrine was doing another film. According to these people, they said that Margot is not even in the movie that much. They're only in less than 10. It's still her face is in the poster. And I'm like, she's only in the film for 10 minutes because she was doing Birds of Prey and Bombshell. So and that I, Tonya movie a few years before. She's overexposed. Have you seen Superman Ooze? Ooze? What's it called? Superman Ooze? That's not real. Yeah, Otis stays there in prison. Because she's barely in the movie, just like Jared Leto was barely in Blade Runner 2049. She is beautiful, man. Even now, she's like in her 70s. She's probably still very cute. Look at that face. That is a gorgeous face. She looks like Kelly Berglin's grandmother. So cute. One thing that annoyed me about Superman Returns, well, one of them was that Lois Kid has superpowers. Again, she had sex with him in the second movie. It's continuity. But if you watch Superman 2, Lois slept with Clark after he gave up his powers. But again, maybe he banged her when he turned the world around. I don't know. Some things are never explained. Network, do you mean TMNT ooze? Well, I don't have I don't know what you're talking about. He has a kid with powers. Hey, the hobo had powers and they never explained it either. Hey, Canada, what's up? I want to go there one day. My friends live up there, Josh Baker and a bunch of others. Nice and clean, and people are friendly there. They're not breaking into the freaking into federal buildings like the assholes in Washington, D.C. Why would people do that? Why would you want to break into a federal building? You know the federal buildings are closed today, right? It's a holiday. By the way, happy Martin Luther King Jr. birthday. What do you think was a better Superman, Ralph or Cavill? Ralph, because I like him better. He was more human. He wasn't frowning all the time. He didn't destroy an entire city. And I liked him in Legends of Tomorrow and as Superman in The Crisis on Infinite Earths. It was kind of like the sequel he never got because Warner Brothers was disappointed with the reception of Superman Returns. If it had more action, yeah, they would have loved it, or at least liked it more. Moleman. This scene was added just to. And I don't hate DC. People think I do, but I have a lot of DC stuff in my room. Problem is that they make mistakes that cost them dearly. If they had released a Wonder Woman 84 in 2019, it would have made money. It still wouldn't have made as much as the first one, but it would have made money. Why doesn't he call her by her name? And this thing is silly. If people say that this movie has nothing laughable in it, the ending is just as laughable as the first one. If you were ever watching Glorious Bastard, take your pillow with you on sleeping pillows are going to be here before bore you. Superman 4, because Superman and Batman and Robin is one of my favorite comedies. In Glorious Bastards, the first 30 minutes is subtitled. It's in German. I'm like, why? You're not going to be authentic when the rest of the movie's in English, Tarantino. Plus, you're not Joyman. You're Italian. I heard it's a sleeping pill. It's a drama. It's a drama, not an action movie. It's people talking. That's boring. I'm like, please. You know nobody's there, right? Nobody can hear you, Lex. The only one who doesn't come back here is Jor-El. Like he's just a, and also the wife because she died, and also the Kents don't come back in this movie. So a couple of characters from the first movie, just some side characters. Wrong. I need to eat something. Let me have an apple. I'm getting dizzy. Oh, oh, oh. Whoa, I almost dropped my apple. Death of the Nile hasn't come out yet. I'm interested. I just hope it's not another failure for Gal. Here it is. Indiana Jones movie, it better be good. I didn't hate Wonder Woman 84. It's just too long. He can't hear you. He can't hear him. It's only stock footage. Brando shot this for the first movie, and they just put it in this movie. Am I going to watch the Snyder Cut? Yeah, but not in one sitting. It's too freaking long. 4 hours? No, I can't do that. After Wonder Woman 84, I have to see something shorter. I'm going to see it in parts. Then I can see it all the way through one day. Imagine if WandaVision was 2 hours. It'd be too long. In 30 minutes is perfect, short and sweet. I like King of the Crystal Skull. I saw that in the theater back in 2008. It wasn't the disaster everybody calls it because it was funny and it was fun. It was different. It wasn't a remake of any of the other films. Force Awakens remade a classic and it butchered it. Do you remember a YouTube movie reviewer called Mr. Black's Movie Reviews? I don't think so. If Transformers 4 was 6 hours, I would have walked out. 3 hours was long enough, guys. But this actor doesn't talk. What do you think that things that don't hold up well? Avatar. It's too freaking long, and the CG it looks great, but it's not. That's the only thing that movie had going for it. I know. Network 98. His rants are too long. Get to your freaking point within 30 minutes or less, and get out of my face. This is long because I'm doing a live commentary on a great freaking movie, and I'm not living in the past. Plus, this year is the 40th anniversary of Superman 2. So kiss my ass, Rambo. And what if you couldn't leave? For what? If I couldn't leave, I would probably just fall asleep. I can't sit for 6 hours. I did that for 2 years ago. He was on YouTube several years ago from 2007 to 2010. Well, I wasn't on YouTube at that time. I started my old account in 2013. The Theater of T4. I will fall asleep because I can't sit through a 3 hour movie again. At home, it's hard. Imagine sitting in a hard chair for almost a half a day. No, it's too long. At least we're back to the plot now. Have you seen Shrek versus Scooby? No. They're very sweet together. I miss them both a lot. See here, she sees his face, but why don't you wear contacts? Oh yeah, this stupid kid shouldn't be near the freaking waterfalls like that. What do you think was going to happen? That's what works in WandaVision. The chemistry between the two leads. Worst and best Saw movie. Well, I haven't seen the first one. I've only seen 2 and 3, so I can't really say much. I'll say the best one's 2 because it's not two guys in a bathroom locked up for the whole movie. It goes. Why haven't made a sequel to Gotti? That's not going to happen. Travolta's done with that, and his wife is dead, so it won't be the same. That kid should be shot. Stupid kid. The kid should have been dead already. Superman's first appearance in the movie, by the way, officially. 40 minutes into the movie, but we did see Clark save Lois, even though, we saw him use his powers earlier. But yeah, it takes a while. But in Wonder Woman 84, we don't even see Diana in the costume. We see her in the beginning, and then we don't see it until like an hour into the movie. It's called Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman 84, not 18 other characters in 84. Here come the villains. This scene is a bit much, but him walking on water, which that's not true. There's just a platform under him. Water. Yeah. Again, there's just a platform there. See, he's clearly walking on something. You want to see a kid shot by John Wick? No, that would be too dark. Most of his villains are adults, male or female, doesn't matter. And I miss Margot Kidder. What a beautiful woman she was. It's too bad that bipolar disorder and controlled substances ruin her life, just like it did to Carrie Fisher. Not me. I'm completely sane, guys. Even though I act crazy on screen, believe me, I'm not a psychopath. These two are a lot like Wanda and Vision when you think about it. One has superpowers, the other doesn't, but is a brunette and loves him. Yeah, again, there is a comic. There's also a movie where Lois gets powers in the animated movies. I think in All Star Superman. Excuse me. Yeah, beautiful hair. I miss her. And there's a reason this is a higher, more regarded sequel than Wonder Woman 84. Why? Because it's short. The Mario Puzo didn't make a 3-hour script. They had to cut some stuff out. And there's not 18 new characters that they added. They gave more screen time to people from the first movie and a couple of characters here. I know a lot of people made fun of Margot Kidder when she was alive. I never did. I was not one of those people. I miss her. Despite her problems, I miss her a lot, man. When she died a couple years ago, I was very sad. A woman's still desirable even when they have flaws, guys. There is no perfect woman out there. There's flawed women. And remove this. And that's good. Get some water. This version, she tries to shoot him, which I think is a little bit too much. That's a little bit extreme. I don't want to see Lois do that in any other film. And I like that in Superman and Lois so far. I haven't seen the trailer. I just saw like a teaser. I am fine with them knowing who they are because you know that they know each other. It has to. We don't have to go through the freaking secret identity thing again, which is great. Hallucinations. Again, why does she have a gun? I have no idea. In Joker, it made sense why he had a gun because he was trying to protect himself from these people from. Yeah, 10 beloved restaurant chains we might sadly lose in 2021. Hopefully not, because I love IHOP pancakes. They're so good. John, what would be your favorite movie in 1989? Well, there's a lot of them. One of them is Batman 89. I love that film so much. That, Ghostbusters 2, so many of them. This scene in the theatrical cut, in both versions she kills the snake, but in the other version, Nam takes it and tries to the dead snake and tries to. We all have it. You all. I actually like Terrence Stamp's voice. I don't like Michael Shannon screaming, guys. That music is amazing. I miss these two so much, man. They were Lois and Clark, and the very first in movies, because before that we had the TV show from the 50s. Favorite movie in 1997. That's hard. Let's see. Now she's in the Fortress of Solitude. Yeah. Hmm. She kissed his arm. Do you think Phoenix is a? No, I just think he's weird. But Joaquin Phoenix did a great Joker. I'm sorry, he's weird, guys. If you've seen him in interviews, yeah, he's kind of out there, like me. Let's see, LA Confidential, Face Off, Titanic, Donnie Brasco. That's a good one. No, I can't check this out because I have no service. Oh well, I'm gonna charge this anyway. So let me go get my charger. This is just a talking scene. And I know Terrence Stamp is a Brit. You don't have to tell me, guys, in the comments. But he's a good actor, unlike some of the people in the. Excuse me. Holy skunk sweat! I never heard of that one. Yeah, they use their powers in this movie. And how come in this version they can adapt to Earth's atmosphere easily, yet in Man of Steel they have to wear these stupid stupid lost in space suits? Yeah, I don't get that. Who's H? Do you think Kate Winslet's overrated? Did she ruin Flush Away for you? Yeah, she sounds like a bloody Yankee in that movie. in Flushed Away, and also I don't like the animation. I like claymation okay in like Chicken Run, but in some of it looks really ugly. And like Wallace and Gromit, I heard that that's a great movie, but I'm just not a fan of that style in certain films. Especially they use a toilet as a plot device. Yeah, that's stupid, guys. The Ninja Turtles don't use the toilet, and they live in a sewer. Uh, Favorite movie in '97? I'll get back to you on that one. There's so many films. There is some talking in the movie, but at least there's some things happening. Like at least the villains are doing something. And remember, this was before the internet, so when people had to do broadcasts back in the '80s. Yeah, exactly. 1997 turns out was actually a good year for film. Yeah, it was. Some disappointing like Jurassic Park and Fifth Element. I don't hate those movies. At least these villains are active. They're not just talking. We want to see more active villains in the DC universe. I love Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord, but he should have been the only villain, and he should have done more than having Cheetah be there just to beat up a guy that's hitting on her. And also, you don't need two villains. One villain can carry a movie. DC, stop putting two or more villains in your films. It's done. It's been done to death. Stargirl had too many villains. Batman and Robin had too many villains. What was it? Even Aquaman. You need a one villain, the Ocean Master. I don't think Black Manta was needed. You should have just gave him a cameo instead. Also for '97, I wasn't a fan of Starship Troopers. I like the first one. I know you're not a fan of it. It's probably too political or too violent or whatever, but I thought it was fine. Better than the sequels. Yep, they need machines to fly because we're not angels yet. Be nice to them, yeah. Hold on. I don't need this bag anymore. Hold on. Ready? Yeah, at least in this movie, there they are. They're in bed together. He didn't give up his powers yet. You were wrong. They had sex before he gave up his powers. Ha! Gotcha. That's how the baby was born. Lois just never told him. They kind of retconned that in Superman 3 and Superman 4. Maybe his sperm takes a lot longer to procreate. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not your ruler. See, I like his voice. It's not laughable. It's not the violent. I just hated the main lead guy. You mean Casper Van Dien? He's fine. Yeah, I didn't really see it for him. Denise Richards is beautiful. The action sequences are awesome in the first one. I haven't seen the sequels, so I didn't see it in theaters. I was too young. I was only 12 when it came out. I didn't see it till I got it in college when I was like when I was in college in the 2010s. Yeah, but they blow up a small town, but it's not a whole freaking town. It's not a whole giant city like in Man of Steel. They did this thing, but it did a way. It's collateral porn. It's like collateral damage porn. There's way too much destruction. It took me out of the movie. I know in the Avengers movies they blow up a city or a planet or whatever, but here you know in Man of Steel it just took me out of it. Yeah, he had sex with Lois, but in this version before he gives up his powers. Again, in this version, I like Liar Liar, Austin Powers, Gross Point Blank, Devil's Advocate, Face Off, Donnie Brasco, but hated The Rainmaker. That's fine. I haven't seen that one. Minority Report, I do like it. I just think that Samantha Morton just screams too much in that movie. Run! Yeah, it's too much. She could have been cut out. Hmm. She's wearing a Superman shirt. There's some dumb fucking 19-year-old on the internet called the movie Minority Report retarded because they don't get it. Intellectual sci-fi movies people don't understand. That's why Blade Runner, both of them didn't do well because people don't understand the intellectualness of those films. You have to have a brain to think about movies that are sci-fi related, that are sci-fi, thrillers or whatever. I have a brain, guys, and I use it. I don't smoke weed all day like some people do. Hmm. Not forever. I know. If I love a woman, I'm going to give all of myself. All of it, guys. Flaws and all. And he thinks he can review movies, yet he shits on a bunch of great classics. It's these people don't understand. People that don't understand an old movie was made for its time. Even Minority Report, that was what, 20 years ago? In 2002? Yeah, it was a long time ago, guys. Spielberg's movies are way worse now. At least Tom Cruise can act in that movie. In other movies, I've seen Cruise give a bad performance, like the Mummy remake. You saw they showed Margot Kidder from a distance, or maybe that's his body double. I don't know. And in Man of Steel, he doesn't give up his powers. He has his powers for the whole freaking movie, and he destroys things. That's all. Have you ever seen the extended version of Spider-Man 2? Yes, I have it on Blu-ray. It's fun. There's a few scenes they added some stuff. Others were kind of like not needed. Just like a couple of scenes here and there. Hey, network, where you're back. We just got through the first hour of the movie, so we still got 55 minutes to go, or 50 minutes, because the end credits are usually like 5 minutes. Yep, he's turned into a human being. That sounds like a Star Wars theme, right? Yeah. Doesn't sound like a Superman theme. It sounds like a Star Wars theme. Do you disrespect Rambarot's opinions? I don't disrespect it. It's just I'm sick and tired of him bitching about everything. We didn't even get any movies last year in the theater. So what was he going to bitch about? Oh, Bad Boys 3 is overrated. Oh, Sonic is stupid. Oh, Bad Bloodshot is crap. I already know that. You don't have to tell me something I already know. If I already know, why are you telling me? I already knew Bloodshot was going to be bad. I knew Doolittle was going to be bad. I knew that After We Collide was going to suck. The first one sucked. Of course he disrespects it. He's a cracker that doesn't know what the hell he's talking about with no hair. At least I shaved my head. I look better like this. I don't have hair coming. I don't have a mullet, and I don't have glasses, and I don't bitch about everything. I love this movie. Both cuts of the film. I don't care which cut I see. It's a good movie despite that. It's not like the Richard Donner cut is god awful. If they have an opinion, then yeah, I know. He argues with people in the comment section. I don't do that. Why? I block people that are trying to be trolls. This scene is pretty cool. Again, take notes next time you do a Wonder Woman sequel, DC. Take notes from this movie. You can be long, but don't be boring. Don't bore me with 40 minutes of talking. You can have the villains do something. They're in the White House, just like in Wonder Woman 84. Worse than Best 50 Shades. I didn't see those films, so don't ask me. I won't see those films. There's no best when they all suck. And After We Collide. You do not take a movie, Twilight fan fiction, and make it even worse with BDSM instead of vampires. Because people actually do that stuff in real life. Some people are freaks. Yep. And no, it's not Trump, by the way. Yeah, he has an eagle. I don't know how people can be friends with him because he has to pay his way out of everything. Superman 3 is my favorite, but the first two are still classic. Yeah, I like 3. I don't think it's a great movie, but it's decent. It's well made. At least Christopher Reeve is in the film. Cavill he's a frowny face for the whole freaking movie. Yeah, exactly. Trump is just a Tronald dump. Well, he's going to be gone in a couple of days, guys, so we won't have to deal with him anymore. This guy looks more like Bush than Trump. And I don't like to get political here, guys, because I'm not a political person. If you've seen me in real life, in my YouTube videos outside my home, I'm not political. Hmm. That's a beautiful landscape with all that snow. This film still looks amazing. Lester or Donner, both of them did a good job. It was pretty much a co-directed because Lester did the some of the scenes were in this movie, and then Richard Donner did the scenes that he could put back in the film. There's the diner, yeah. Lois loves hot dogs. You like hot dogs, right? That's from The Happening. Yeah, I do. I love a nice juicy hot dog. I don't care if it causes cancer. I eat red meat. I'm a human being. This scene is from the Richard Lester cut as well. Have you seen all American Ninja movies? Which is your favorite? What do you think is the worst entry? The worst is 4 because I haven't seen 5. I did like the first 3. Uh, I haven't seen 5 because I heard it's not even a real American Ninja movie because it doesn't have it doesn't have the lead from the first 2. And can a man in a black in a DC movie not be an asshole? Because it's like they're either assholes or there's bullies. Like in Shazam, they try to hit a freaking kid in with that's a disabled person. I'm like, what is with DC's fascination with that? They're like assholes and they like a lot of flashbacks. I don't get them. The Matrix 4 is titled Matrix instead of the 4. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he hits him from behind again. Sneak attack. What's your opinion on fourth installment being titled The or Without a The? That's lazy. Yeah, he's gonna hit a woman? I don't think so. Yeah, he got beat up by a guy. Again, in Man of Steel, instead of getting beat up because he still has his powers, he destroys a guy's car. He puts his truck through a freaking pole. Poor Clark. I feel bad for him, man. Michael Dudikoff, yeah. Have you seen the Canon movies Avenging Force? Yeah, I saw it a long time ago. Human Shield, I have not. Chain of Command, I saw it. I was not a big fan of it. Or Clark. There's the product placement of Coca Cola. There was too much product placement in Man of Steel, just too much. This guy beats up Clark and doesn't get arrested for assault. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, DC. Would you do a commentary on the Matrix films? I don't have the first one, so I only have Matrix Reloaded. Who is this Superman? Mm-hmm. You still hate Man of Steel? Yeah. Still not a fan. It's too dark and it's boring and it's way too long. And why is Final Destination called the Final Destination when there's another one? Because they're lazy. Just call it a number. At least Wonder Woman 84, it wasn't just called Wonder Woman 2. It was called Wonder Woman 1984. Had a different title. Yeah, the year didn't make any sense, but at least it was different. It wasn't called The Wonder Woman. Dudikoff should have had a bigger career. Unfortunately, he was done a lot of bad direct-to-video films in the late 90s, early 2000s, again, because they gave it to people like Seagal, who wasted his career after the 90s. How do you think rank the John Wick movies? First one is the best. I really liked 3, and 2 was probably the weakest one, but it was still really good. No. What do you mean never going to do a ranting commentary on Man of Steel? I don't. I hate the movie. It's boring. I don't want to be like, oh God, can you please get to the freaking action? Yeah, Lex Luthor disappears for a long time in the movie. He's gone for like almost an hour into the film. He comes back about 70 minutes into the film in an almost 2 hour movie. It's a long time. What was Hackman doing in the 80s besides this? I mean, he's not in 3. So what was he doing? I mean, French Connection 2 was like in the late 70s. They show Ursa's leg, yeah. See, at least in this movie, they show a woman's leg. In The Force Awakens, you don't see anything from the hobo. Nothing. Not leg, not her thighs, not her chest, nothing. They treat the women in those movies like they're freaking dudes. And his hair grew pretty fast. It's not a wig this time. He has hair. Yeah, that's really Gene Hackman's hair. Yeah, that's true. Are you a fan of Don the Dragon Wilson? Yeah, I do like him. Such as the 8 Blood Fist movies, I've seen them all. Prophet, I have not seen. Black Belt, I think I saw the first one. Yeah, exactly. The hobo is not a real woman when she can't even show herself. They have to always cover her and everything she's in. At least Gal shows her legs. At least Amanda Peet shows her beautiful bosoms. At least movies, that are not porn have actresses that are sexy and are not afraid to show that they're sexy. My Superman rankings 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. What's your opinion on Suicide Squad 2 being called the Suicide Squad? It's lazy, and I don't care. Hey, Josh, what's up? How was your weekend? I hope you're having a great day. Also, Man of Steel is not as bad as for short sake. It's not, but it's just boring to me. It's too long, and by the time we get to the third act, I was already exhausted. I was checked out. And when he kills Zod, breaks his neck, yeah, too much. Here, he breaks his hand and throws him in a pit. It's not as dark. Bloodfist 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 were not intended to be part of the franchises that plays different characters. Yeah, I know. The first 2 are like canon, I guess. And Starsick is worse than Batman and Robin. Yeah, because it's soulless. The actors don't want to be there. There it is again. It's about land. Yeah. My weekend was okay. It could have been better. The best thing about the weekend was Friday. I got to see WandaVision, so I was happy about that. The Suicide Squad you're not looking forward to? No, it's not just Mary. It's not just Margot Robbie. It's just the new people they added. Other than John Cena, I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about Idris Elba. I never liked him. I don't care about who else is in the movie. I forgot. Besides Cena and Idris Elba, I think there's some other people. Will Smith. Without Will Smith, it'll fail. I almost can guarantee that because the pandemic is not over yet. So Pete Davidson, yeah, I think he's a decent actor. It's just that they're just putting him because Will Smith is not there, or uh, the cast. Yeah, not overview. And let me guess, it's going to be 2.5 hours, just like the last movie was. Almost 2 hours. It's too freaking long. I don't like Rick Flag. I don't like that guy. I don't like the cast. He has a Blackguard. That's a stupid name. He's not even black. John Cena's Peacemaker. That interests me. Jared Leto's Joker. Yeah, I didn't like that. Joaquin Phoenix is the real Joker, not Leto. Alice Braga, yeah, the actress that was in that shitty X-Men movie last year, New Mutants. I don't like her either. Stop casting people I don't like. These movies had people I really enjoy. Even 4 has John Cryer. Yeah, he's annoying, but he's a great Lex Luthor in Supergirl. You have Nathan Fillion, good actor, but he should have been Green Lantern. Just James Gunn is just putting people that were in some of his previous films. You can't get Chris Pratt or the Batista or whatever because they're in Marvel still. But whatever. I don't want to talk about that. Father! Leto, just retire and end your career already. I'm sick of seeing them. Yeah, he already won an Oscar. There's nothing else that he can prove. He's always underused or awful in everything he's in now. Just because you change directors doesn't mean that the movie's going to be good. Elliot Page, don't care. Superman 2 was 40th anniversary was last year. Uh, didn't it come out in 81? It was made in 1980, but it was released in 81. So I remember. They just rushed the sequel. Well, whatever. this year, last year, whatever. It's a 41 anniversary then. The next one is Superman 3, which is 83. So that's making it R rating and saying about a bunch of F bombs won't save the movie. It's still gonna suck. If the first one sucked, then I have no interest in the sequel. Now I'm definitely avoiding it. Yeah, I don't like Elliot Page or whatever the hell her name is now. Taika Waititi, good actor, good director, but he's better in the Thor films. When he directed Thor. Sylvester Stallone, again, he was in Kinnaman, I don't care about. Viola Davis, no. Jai Courtney, he sucked. He's just, again, Michael Rooker. These are people that were in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 or 2. You're not going to fool me. Sean Gunn, Peter Capaldi. Again, these are people I've seen in other films. Polka Dot Man? That's a stupid name. How is that going to be taken seriously? No, Elliot Page is not in it. She's in that stupid Umbrella Academy, or It is in that show, Umbrella Academy on Netflix. David Dalmatian, yeah, he's Polka Dot Man. That's a stupid name. Michaela Hoover's in it. Camilla. There's going to be too many characters in this movie. There's going to be 18 characters, and they're not going to. King Shark. He looks cool, but that's about it. And a bunch of Spanish people I don't give a shit about. Yeah, not a fan, guys. I don't like the cast. If so, the only one I think I'm interested in is John Cena. Peacemaker. That character looks badass. Polka Dot Man is going to look like a freaking cartoon. Of course, trying to push the agenda like always, Sai is a sick of the generation. Yeah, because DC always does that in every single movie that they do. Birds of Prey. Oh, she was with Mr. J, and then she's a bisexual with a woman, and Batwoman, and all this. It's too much. It's too much, DC. Let me guess. Is Javier Bardem or the telenovela actors are in it? Yeah. Bunch of people that I don't give a damn, because the first movie had Diablo, who's not coming back. Because Jay Hernandez said no. And I'm like, good. Don't waste your time, dude. You were Pyro from X-Men or the Human Torch. This is a good scene. I do like this scene when he touches him. That's awesome. That's a great scene. Grant Gustin or Ezra Miller's Flash. Either one, because I just want Ezra Miller to excuse me. I just want Ezra Miller to get a shot. Justice League was a mistake, but it wasn't his fault. They rushed it. Since when did people take the soap opera actor seriously? Some of them can act, but the ones from these telenovelas, no. They're cartoon characters. They melodramatic for no reason. And I should know. I've seen some of them. Because Grant Gustin is the better Flash so far because he's been in it longer. But I think if Ezra Miller's Flash movie gets made, please make it good. I'm begging you, DC, don't make it. Yeah, Nam is destroying the freaking office building. That's all he knows how to do, smash things. He's like the Hulk. Or Solomon Grundy. Get out of my way. Yeah, he smashes the crap out of that building. Of course, there's breakaway glass, so he's not cutting his hands. It's laughable. He broke the table. This guy is really big. They professionally classically trained are fine, But the ones that the channels are cartoons, they act like they're in Looney Tunes. Yeah, they do, and it's ridiculous. Hey John, are you after you finish doing live commentaries for Superman 3, 4, and 5 returns, you do a commentary Universal the Return? Yeah, sure. Not right after. I'll probably do it in the spring. But yeah, I'm willing to give that movie a shot. Again, I have the copy of it. Yeah, this is a PG movie. They only say that word once in this movie. Do you think Universal Soldier 2 is underrated? Which one? The Return or 2 and 3 that didn't have Van Damme in it? Those are mixed, I guess, you know? Universal Soldier Return is one of the most underrated sequels. It is. It's short and sweet. It's less than 90 minutes. It's got a lot of action. Yeah, Goldberg is over the top, but again, he's not in it that much, guys. And he's big and intimidating. The Return I'm talking about, yeah, it is a fun movie. I like it. I haven't seen it for a couple years, but Van Damme is actually human in that movie. He actually acts more human than every other sequel he did after that was terrible. Regeneration and all that. No, I don't want to go through that. There he is. Yep, Neil before Zod. You know who else said that? Loki, Neil before me, in the Avengers. This is when they destroy the city. Banana Republic, that's still around. Did you see what I said? Which one? Is much better than Regeneration Day of Reckoning. Yeah, because Van Damme is not a freaking zombie. He's not like this. No, he has a smile on his face. He's happy to be there. It flopped, but it's still a better movie than those. At least it got released in theaters, not direct to video. Van Damme was having fun. Yeah, exactly. I like the Asian girl. I like the action. It's fast paced. It never slows down. I like Michael Jai White. It would show that he was it was a movie he did after Spawn. Look at now. Ah, he doesn't make a sound. It's a good actor. If he could say, he could spend the entire movie just letting his actions speak louder than his words. Even these effects still look pretty good. Michael Jai White is scary as Seth. Yeah, he is. He can fight. This was his second chance after Spawn was a major flop, and you deserve to. Are you going to watch Fight Club? Eventually, I will. Yeah, it is. If you want to see the bastardized version of this, watch Man of Steel or the first 5 minutes of BVS because they showed the same footage that Bruce Wayne was in Metropolis the whole time. What a coinkydink. iRobot's a good movie. I like it. With Will Smith, it's actually better than Suicide Squad because at least it's well directed. David Ayer hasn't made a good movie in years, guys. Because what did he do last year? The Tax Collector? Ah, give me a break. Some of this fight scene is a little bit longer than the theatrical cut, but there's some good scenes of New York. Fight Club is free on Tubi TV. Yeah, I'll probably watch that on Tubi, but in the fall because it's long. I mean, in the spring, it's a very long movie, and it's pretty dark. So I don't want to be depressed right now. Have you seen White Tiger? No. Riot and Recoil? Yes, I think so. Yeah. Recoil, I don't know if I've seen that one. I've seen Riot though. I saw it last year. Yeah. You wouldn't hit a woman? Well, I asked what your least favorite movie of all time was. I already answered that. My favorite movie is Return of the Jedi. It's not only that long, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's long. I gotta wait. I can wait. The winter's not over yet, so I got other films I have in my collection I need to see. And on Blu-ray as well. So I'll see Fight Club when I get to that. That was a good scene, yeah. And I miss Christopher Reeve's smile. Not in Man of Steel. In Man of Steel, he doesn't save everybody. Half of the time, the people are covered in debris and dying, and he doesn't care. It's just sad. Carrie is playing great villains in movies. Yeah, he was in the first Mortal Kombat movie. Who's someone you think is the second show? One of them is Logan Paul, that guy on YouTube. That's he went all the way to Japan to film a dead body. How dare you, sir? I would never film some exploitation like that ever, because I have some dignity. What are your thoughts on Van Helsing? It's cartoonish, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I still don't like Kate Beckinsale. She's awful in the movie, but it wasn't that bad. I had some kind of guilty pleasure fun with it. I like Hugh Jackman. I like the action. I thought it had some silly moments, but the Paul brothers are trash. Who are the Paul brothers? Oh, you mean Logan and his brother? Yeah, they shouldn't be on YouTube ever again. They should be blacklisted from anything on the internet, because people that do things like that, when they, oh, that's bright spot. That was weird. I think that scene was added. Yeah, this scene is really cool. Same. I liked it too, but it's just very flawed. It is very flawed, but like I said, it was made back in the 2000s. It's not like if they made a Van Helsing movie today, like they did with the Hellboy remake, that they have excuses. No, you don't have excuses anymore. Comic book movies are done way better now than they were almost 16 years ago. Now you don't have any excuses. Do you like Rocket League? I don't know what that is. Rocket League. Remember, I've noticed it is rude to a lot of his fans and misunderstands him. Yeah, go ahead and crap on Infinity War and Endgame. At the end of the day, they made more than any action movie in the 80s combined. Because these movies, this one and the one behind me, made billions of dollars because fans care. They haven't cared about a Rambo movie since 2008 with Rambo 4. Coca-Cola, he is Sal. He always does that. Sal? And Lex Luthor doesn't really have anything to do in this movie. He's just in the background until the very end of the movie, pretty much. How much time we have left? 27 minutes. It's almost done. Thankfully, it's shorter than the first one, like a sequel should be. Sequels don't always need to be. The people! Yeah, and the fourth one is terrible. It's like, stop! Don't do it, the people! Stop! Don't do it, the people! Favorite and least favorite Ariana Grande song. I like I like Harder. I like that one. Least favorite? I don't know. Maybe one of her recent things. I don't know. Marlboro. Yeah, there's a lot of product placement here, but again, in Man of Steel, they have to stop the movie to show you Sears and the U-Haul truck and freaking 7-Eleven, and it's too much. It's disaster porn. One of my favorite reviews was back in the 2010s when he was normal, until he got a new camera and got a stick up his ass. Favorite one of them was I don't know. He's become greedy. I know. Favorite review from him? None of them. Well, I did like his old reviews on his old channel. Now it's just like, I'm an asshole. I'm gonna talk for 3 hours. This is how the wind was. The wind was this crazy last weekend. JVC that still exists today. See, they destroy some of the city, but it's not the entire city. Not every building is destroyed. Man of Steel, everything is destroyed. It's so depressing. And I went through 9/11, guys. He didn't. I did. I was there in New York City when it happened. Thoughts on John Zero Cool? Don't like him anymore. He's boring. He's a very boring YouTube user. He's like, I'm going to talk like this, and I'm not going to move my face, and I don't have anything interesting to say. He's a zombie. I have more expression on my face than he has in his whole body. I'm not boring. Look at me. Look how animated I am. I'm not, hi, I'm going to do a commentary. No. Put some life into your soul, for crying out loud. What's the longest Rembrandt review? His Ninja Turtles one was 2 hours. The 2014 movie was 2 freaking hours. 2. Not 30 minutes an hour, 2 hours. And again, I saw the movie. It was bad, but it wasn't the worst thing ever. Fabio, yeah, I unsubscribed to him. I don't really care about him anymore. I'm just like, these guys they're a bunch of white dudes that complain about everything. Why don't you see the film first and then complain about it? And do it short. Don't make it an hour. Spare me the rod. You saw it was cold. He was breathing air. It was like, Superman 4 is definitely the worst. It is, and I'm going to get to that soon. But I still got one more decent one. Chris Stuckman did a review on YouTube, on his YouTube channel alongside John Flickinger, and that was hilarious. I know, I saw it. The Quest for Sakya. Ghostbusters Afterlife, I don't want to hear from them. It's not going to be the 2016 movie. I guarantee you. Longest review from him is a review of all the Eddie Murphy movies, but those were in parts. He actually did a 4-hour video on him talking about Eddie Murphy. Again, Murphy's redeemed now that he's done Dolomite Is My Name. I blocked him. I don't want anything to do with him. I don't want anything to do with him either. Hey, John, if I make a movie, will you see it in the theaters? Yeah, when the theaters reopen. I just want to leave the house. I don't want to be in the house all day. So they flew Lois on its back. It's like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Those movies, the first 2 are really good, but the thing is they're too long. Disney wants to squeeze everything. Favorite and least favorite. I don't watch Stranger Things. Can't answer that. It's 3 hours and 52 minutes. What's that? You'd think it would be fine if someone CGI Brandon Lee's face. No. He's gone, guys. Let him rest in peace. Please.
I'm here, son. Let this thing go. No, don't. Please don't. Go, Powers. Right.
No, Make a Wish. That's Wonder Woman 84. I don't mind Fabio. It's just every time he does a little live stream, he go right into go straight to the point. And I always respect his opinion. I always put my yeah. It's not boring. At least he has energy. Hey, John, my movie is about a guy pretending to be someone else to keep himself alive. Eh. Mhm. Mhm. OCP is also a whiny bitch too, because again, he also wears glasses and he bitches about everything. He probably thought Endgame was too long. I'm like, again, what the hell were you expecting? Marvel was going to pull every last bit of drop of nostalgia for everybody in that movie compared to Rise of Skywalker, which there is no plot. It just goes in circles for almost 3 hours. He hasn't seen Endgame because he probably thought it was too long. Favorite director from the DCU is the guy who did Shazam because he knew he was embracing the source material. I can't say the my least favorite is David Ayer that did Suicide Squad because I just he puts racial things in everything he does. I'm going to take this hat off because my head's hurting. I've had it on for over an hour or so. I'm starting to lose respect for John Zero Cook because he's like ripping off Rambaraf. Yeah, and he's just boring. He's like he talks like this, like he's half asleep. I don't. Most hated movie? I don't even know because nowadays is everything that he reviews. Matt even threatens other celebrities whenever he hates a movie. Yeah. What are you going to do about Captain Marvel 2 when that comes out, you whiny bitch? What are you going to do? You're going to fire Brie Larson? Brie Larson's not going anywhere. She still has 5 more appearances in the MCU. You got nothing. You're living in your freaking home in Iowa, far away from everybody. He makes fun of Gal's name just because he does not like Wonder Woman. Also, he says she has a shitty accent. She's from freaking Israel. What the hell were you expecting? Yep, he breaks his hand. Yep, he broke his hand, not his neck. Yeah, suck it. Remember, is a sick badger who pretends to be some. They get defeated kind of easily, but hey, what is those? Oh, ring too, by the way. I don't know. Anyone sympathy? I wouldn't have sympathy. No, I don't have sympathy for people that shit on everybody. There's a reason I hated the hobo. Dun, dun, dun. What a great score. I love that score. And next time, guys, in my next podcast for Superman 3, please don't mention Rambaraf again. He's banned from the chat. Keep him out of that. Keep him out. Don't talk about him. Don't dwell on him. I've moved on. I have not seen a review from him in 2 years. I'm over it. I'm a better man than him because at least I don't need to steal people's money to get what I want. I bought something today with my own money. Yeah, that I earned myself. So keep it out of the next conversation. Because like I said, I don't want to talk about him. I want to talk about this movie, and then with Superman 3, we'll talk about that, how it's underrated. Not let's keep him out of it, okay, guys? So Johnny, Sal, Network 98, don't talk about Rambaref again on this podcast. We keep him out of this live stream. Yes, he is a second us. Can we move on now? Yeah, keep it out. Don't talk about Mike, Rambaraf, Fabio, anybody. This is not a live stream to bash on YouTube users. It's a commentary for a movie. That's all. Let's keep the hatred out of the conversation, unless it's for a bad movie in the franchise. I get that. Stay on topic. Don't go into tangents, guys, because it's too much. You can move on, but I just want to say this one final thing. Say it, Johnny. No, you would think that this kiss will make her forget, but no. In the theatrical cut, he kisses her and she forgets everything. Even the network channel hates that guy. I know. This ending still is kind of weak. It's weaker than the ending in the first one. It should have ended right there. Villains are dead. Luther's back in jail. It's over. You could have ended the movie there. Jerome, Gary, Austin, all those guys hate his guts. I know. I know. I had a person that hated my old channel because I don't like the new Star Wars, but again, I'm over it. I have Mandalorian now. I'm fine. Yes, the Superman 3 did make some money at the box office. The budget wasn't that big, so I don't know what's on Margot Kidder's face. She was probably crying or something. Because yeah, her face is very wet, like on the side too, on her cheeks. I didn't see his reviews on Infinity War and Endgame because I refuse. I already gave up on watching his channel. I unsubscribed to him way long ago. On my new channel, I don't even bother because I'd rather watch Mojo. At least I could get a laugh out of those videos and they're short. You like bo fast or sofas? What's that? Bo fast and sofas. What is that? Think Canon was the wrong company for Superman 4? Yeah, because their movies were way too cheap for a big budget superhero movie like this at the time before the MCU and the DCU. Canon much better films like the action movies such as Cobra. Yeah, Cobra is a good movie, but that didn't need a $200 million budget or something like that. And also, I understand Superman wanted to repair the damage that happened in the city, but he could have done that himself. He didn't need to turn the whole world back again in this cut. It's just like the first movie, and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't work this time. In the first one, it worked. It still was dumb, but it didn't erase the whole movie. People still got killed, and people still, things still happened that he couldn't change. Bloodsport, Cyborg, and Death Warrant with Van Damme are classics from canon. I also like the Death Wish sequels and Masters of the Universe. I do like that one as well. And Going Bananas, that's an underrated comedy. Perry White's editors, yeah. Yeah, it's like the movie never happened. So I'm like, yeah, that's kind of a weak ending. I prefer the theatrical cuts ending where he kisses Lois and she forgets and that's it. It's not like the whole movie was retcon. That's one thing I prefer over this version, the ending. It's dumb, but it's not. It doesn't erase the whole movie. I haven't seen the theatrical cut in a long time. I want to probably get it on Amazon because I got a bare bones copy of it, unfortunately. What are your thoughts on Vampires from John Carpenter? It's underrated. I think it's well made. Excuse me. This movie's about an hour and 50 minutes. James Woods was a badass. Yeah, he was. Thomas Ian Griffiths is pretty good. Yeah, he's better in that movie than in Karate Kid 3. He's a cartoon in that. And yes, he beats up this guy in both cuts of the movie. The Emoji Movie, didn't hate it. It's very flawed, but I don't think it's the worst movie of all time. This guy should have gotten beat. He should have punched him and decapitated him, but that wouldn't make sense. This is in both cuts of the movie, the theatrical and the extended cut. Yeah, this is one thing that they fix it that this in both versions. Not you like the Emoji Movie? I thought it was okay, man at best, not the worst thing I've ever seen. Murphy's Law, no, I haven't seen those. I've only seen the Death Wish films. Yeah, he should have broken this guy's jaw or something. Yep. Yeah, he deserves that. He should have gotten his lights punched out. In Man of Steel, he has to break a guy's truck. Well, and that's the end of Superman 2, guys. It's the same ending as the first one, him flying in space. This one's a lot shorter, though, an hour and 50 minutes, so not too bad. Good sequel, but that ending is kind of weak when he's turning the world around. Michael been kind of underrated? Yes, he is, and I like him. So that's Superman 2, guys. That was fun. One down, two down, and three to go in this set. So it's still a good movie. I like the action. I really like Zod as a villain. I really love the romance between Lois and Clark, and I really enjoy the actors in it. What if someone mentions Raph next stream? Then I'll block them. I don't want to see it anymore. Keep it to yourselves, please. I don't want to know. I already said that he's banned from this podcast because this is not about him. I joined the Nerd Pack in 2016 because these are good people that actually, yes, we have different opinions, but we're not in each other's faces and disrespect each other. Plus, we're integrated. It's not just a bunch of crackers talking. So that was Richard Donner's Superman 2 cut of his film. Next is Superman 3. So in a few days, I'll do that. And remember, no mention of you know who in the stream next time. I will block you if you do that, or I will remove it from the comment section because I have that power. I'll put the user in a timeout or block you. So don't mention him again. Keep him out. We don't like him. He's not welcome here. Really love Superman 2. Both cuts of the film are great, yes. And it's a movie that still holds up. So thanks for watching. Take care and keep your mind open to us. Keep wearing a mask, keep washing your hands, and stay home and watch some good movies. And avoid confrontation. Later, guys.